You will no longer not know how to make quality content for your real estate business after this video. I'm going to be breaking down actually 3 different styles of videos to make quality content that lasts forever and generates leads every single day. Now, all of this is going to be backed by proven results, data, and analytics, and not just me speaking out the side of my neck, which is what gets the majority of us in trouble today. Because what we hear somebody who's not in the industry tell us to do is usually why we are always led down a frustrating path of our videos just never doing anything. So this is week 2 of a 7-part series of how to correctly grow a real estate YouTube channel. We're going to be debunking all of the myths out there. I will back everything with data analytics, and you will know exactly what works and what doesn't when it comes to growing your YouTube channel. What's up, homies? My name is Jackson Wilkie. For the last 7 years, I have been teaching and created the entire living in system that you see today across the country, across the globe. And I personally have 13 YouTube channels from coast to coast and everywhere in between. So if you want the most up-to-date, real-life strategies, data, and analytics of how to grow real estate YouTube channels, then I would definitely consider subscribing. All right, in this video today, we got 3 different styles of video that makes quality content. We're going to be talking about answering consumers' questions, what kind of videos work best for that, dissecting the area with map videos, and 3, what they want the most, real estate vlogs. That's where we take the camera outside and we show the area. And I know some of you right now are going, no, I'm not taking my camera outside. I'm too chicken shit. Well, that's the good news, is the first 2 that we use are actually more studio style videos, and they have to be done on your YouTube channel. And if you won't go outside because you're too scared, they will work great for generating a bunch of leads. Now, before I get into all 3 types, and I'll give you examples of how to do each one of them, we first need to figure out what makes quality content, what makes valuable content. And when you think about this, we've heard the term content marketing before. In fact, everybody says it. But does anybody know what it actually means? The definition of content marketing, put it in simple terms, is answering your consumers' questions. Well, when people go to YouTube or to Google, what are they doing? They're searching something, so they want an answer to that. So like we learned in episode 1, which if you have not yet watched that, I would probably go watch week 1, which is more of the keyword research and SEO, so you know what I'm talking about. Then come back to this. But in order to make quality content, you have got to answer your consumers' questions. So you really need to know what they're searching, and what they're searching a lot. You may be misconstrued by looking up housing market, market updates, inspection process, escrow process, some of these things that people are never searching. Again, if you had to move right now to a completely different city and state, are you going to try and figure out what the inspection process is like there? Or are you going to try and find the best areas to live in city state? Now, we're going to talk about that video later and how you can do it without steering and why it generates so many leads. But since we already covered in week 1 which videos actually get views, which videos our buyers and sellers are actually searching and watching, we don't need to talk about that. Let's just break into the 3 different styles. Now, as we break down my YouTube channel here, one of my many, and just to prove it, if I go to switch account, you're gonna see all of these different YouTube channels I have across the country. Man, I got a lot of them. And all I'm doing to start this is going to my analytics tab, because it immediately goes right here to the overview and kind of gives you a good view of what your channel's doing. But if you go down here, it's gonna say your top content for this period. So just in the last 28 days, and here's the cool thing, guys, we are on kind of a down period right now. And in fact, if you're experiencing this, this is cyclical. You're going to notice, in fact, I did a video a couple months back where I actually took the data and the graphs of this channel for the last 4 years, and you can literally map out the peaks and valleys. And you got to think about it. When I'm shooting this right now, it's April 1st, 2nd, 3rd, something like that. Well, what happened is we all got done with spring break. We're all trying to finish out the rest of the school year, and we got our kids, like I do, in every sport imaginable. So we're busy. So search volume starts to come down, but it's going to start peaking again in summertime. Anyways, you will notice that we're down a little bit right now. It doesn't bother me because I now am aware that it is cyclical. But with that being said, it's pretty cool. Even in down times, we're able to get 160,000 views this month, 870 subscribers, and we're down 130. So usually 1,000 subscribers a month. This is my biggest channel. I have a new channel that has 93 subscribers. We just started it a couple months ago, and we've already got 2 deals closed and a few more in contract. So These work no matter where you're at, but I just wanted to show you a few things as we talk about number one, which is answering consumers' questions. You're gonna see here, don't move to Houston, right? That's a top 2 performer out of my top 10 in the last 28 days. I've also got another one right down here. If you're relocating, watch this. So 2 out of my 10, which are studio answer style videos, are in my top 10 of the last 28 days, which is really good, right? The rest of these are all vlogs, and that's what we're gonna talk about at the end, what makes a good vlog. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna select this video here. This is the second performing video that in the last 28 days, but as you can see, this video is 702 days old. Guys, if you're not on YouTube yet for real estate, I just don't know what you're doing. And no, we're not doing YouTube shorts. Those are hot garbage. We'll talk more about that later in this 7-week process, but these are videos that can sit there and just generate leads for you for years and years and years to come. This is actually a video that's on one of the shorter side for me at 23 minutes, as I like to do videos a little bit longer now, 40 minutes to 60 minutes, even a little bit more than an hour. And I just did a video that's 2.5 hours long just about a month ago, and we'll show that here in a second. But this is a video where I basically take all of the well-known things about living in Texas and I put my own spin on it. So people love to comment on these. They love to engage with them. And so what I'm actually gonna do is I'm gonna go back. This is my content tab. So this is just gonna show you every video I have on my YouTube channel. And I'm gonna do one thing real quick. I'm gonna go right here to my views tab, and that's gonna actually bring up the videos that have the most views. And you're gonna notice that video is actually number 3 on the list with 416,000 views. But what do you notice about it? The comments, right? We've got 3,600 comments compared to most of these, which are under 1,000 comments. Now, which one has the second most comments? The other video that we were just talking about, which was out of my top 10, the 2 videos. So later on, week 4, 5-ish, I'm gonna be talking about engagement in videos. You've got to learn to get these likes. Some of these videos have almost 8,000 likes. That is one of the strongest indicators to the YouTube algorithm, but you gotta make quality content, and that's what we're here to learn. So for video subject number 1, answering consumers' questions, that's basically gonna be your pros and cons videos, your cost of living videos. They're gonna be videos, even top 7 suburbs, whatever that you can do for list videos, do them in your studio. People search them like crazy, and they want to know those answers. The second one is going to be the map video, and that's the one that I just showed you where I actually get on the map and I'm gonna discuss areas. Now, I've grown all these YouTube channels across the country, and the longest average view duration that I have currently out of any of the channels is the 3rd YouTube channel that I did in my hometown of North Idaho. This channel erupted, and it was because I knew every square inch and I did the most in-depth map videos that I've ever done in my life. I mean, I was talking about, I would drop the little guy on the Google map down on the screen, and I was talking about how I used to ride my bike right here, and I would take my backpack and my fishing pole and go catch fish, throw them in my backpack, ride home, revive them in my mom's pond. We had a 1/3 of an acre lot with a tree house and a trampoline. I'm breaking down the stories, and guess what? I would get so many phone calls. Oh my gosh, Jackson, the way that you described your childhood is exactly what I want for my kids, right? So here we are as stuffy realtors, and we're talking about market updates and numbers. They don't want that. They want real life info. And so when you can do map videos and you can really break it down with good stories and tell people what it's like to live in those areas, that's when they reach out to you the most. Number 3 though is the vlog. Now, although our vlogs as of late have shifted to more towards showing the homes, we still have really strong elements of the community, what's around the area. I also incorporate map videos into all of these. So not only are we showing homes, we're also talking about what it's like to live in that area. We're showing what amenities that master plan community has. We're showing what makes that area so special, the downtowns, the new schools, the shopping centers, whatever it is, incredible parks, because they want to know what it's like. And in fact, as of recently, we actually hosted a live webinar for our Houston channel where we had dozens and dozens and dozens of people from all around the world, I'm talking Ireland, from South Africa, and all around the United States and Canada, everywhere. And I asked them one question: hey, I'm so glad you guys are here. It was great. They were so excited to see us. First of all, it was just overwhelming. They were just like, oh my God, I can't believe it's you guys. So it was an easy way to lock in a bunch of buyers right there. But I asked them, hey, I know you guys love the videos. what is the number one thing you guys love about the videos? They go, we want you to show more about the area. We love when you walk the area and we get a feeling of what it's like to live there. And I'm like, man, I knew it. Now I'm gonna discuss why I do vlogs and why I think vlogs generate the most leads. But real quick, you probably heard me talking about our elite coaching program. It's not for everybody. If you are somebody who's just thinking about doing YouTube, then you're probably not gonna make it in here. It's for people who are actually gonna do the work. We actually go through an interview process to see if you're willing to do the work. Now the good news is it doesn't matter what brokerage you're at, we're broker agnostic. Even lenders have come in. This is my email address right here. You can just shoot me an email, info@jacksonwilkie.com, and we will get you booked on a strategy call and an interview to see if you are a fit for that coaching program. But if you're enjoying learning about YouTube for real estate with real data analytics and information and strategies that are actually working today, then I would definitely consider subscribing. Again, like I talked about in week 1, this is how I went from 18 months of videos, hundreds and hundreds of videos and 0 reach outs or leads, to discovering people were searching the cities and suburbs 10, 12, 15 times a month more in YouTube than they were Google. And that's when I called Jesse and I'm like, we need to figure out this vlogging thing. I had my cell phone. Back then I had to have a clip-on lens just to get it wide angle. This is like iPhone 4, 5, 6 years. And then from there, we started using GoPros to get wide angle, and we vlog the city every week. And that is how the whole YouTube channel exploded. That's how we started generating just dozens and dozens and dozens of leads every single month. And then the living in method, which we see across the country done by thousands of realtors, was created by ya boy. Now, as time has progressed and there are more and more real estate agents doing it, that's where we have to start figuring out, how do we make better videos? Because this week, on week 2, we're talking about quality content. So I've given you the 3 styles of videos, whether you're gonna do studio, pros and cons, cost of living, top 7 videos, you're gonna do map videos, which are incredible, or you're gonna do vlogs. You still gotta make quality content. And one thing that makes it quality is answering the question right out of the gate. So I'll give you 3 examples. Example 1 would be for the studio videos. Hey, you're thinking about moving to Houston, Texas. I would think again, I just moved here a couple of years ago. Or if you're from there your whole life, you say, I've lived here my whole life. I'm gonna be talking about 7 things that you may hate about living in Houston, Texas, from the bugs, the heat, the property taxes, all of it. I won't hide a thing. So by saying stuff like that, they're gonna be like, whoa, this is real. Now you might be thinking in your realtor brain, well, I can't talk about negative things. Everybody's gonna hate me. It's actually the opposite. People really enjoy when you can be honest about things. Now I'm not sitting here and gonna do a doom and gloom video and Houston's the worst and I hate it and don't move here. I come from a perspective of, yeah, it's hot as heck here in Houston, but guess what? I'm born and raised in North Idaho. I'm used to 6 months of snow, gray weather for weeks on end. I'm tired of it. I wear shorts every day. I freaking love riding my bike with my kids in January and February, or golfing with my buddies. It's just where I'm at in life. So yes, it does get hot in the summers, but I don't care anymore. I love year-round warm weather. And the reason that I talk like that is because I know that the majority of my audience is moving here from the northern states. They want to get out of the cold, they want to get out of the expensive, and they want to come down here where it's a little bit more affordable and it's warm, just like me. So now I resonate with them and they're more likely to reach out to me. Example number 2 would be on the map videos. Hey, you're thinking about moving to Houston, Texas. Well, good news is I'm gonna break down the map of Houston in more detail than you've ever seen, because you're probably searching a bunch of different areas to try and figure out the best place for you, your family, whoever's coming with you. So today, I will break down the map and I am gonna tell stories of who lives in these areas and who doesn't. You're gonna know exactly what areas will fit you, but most importantly, all the areas that you would hate to live in Houston, Texas. So now I've opened my video like that, I've hooked them pretty freaking good, and I can jump right onto the map and I can start doing those map videos, I can start doing those stories, I can really start breaking down the streets, and I can really start increasing those average view durations. I didn't mention it earlier, but when I was talking about my North Idaho YouTube channel, I did the map videos in detail. Those are my longest average view durations I ever had on any video because of the stories, the ways that I could break down the map. People loved it. And that was my fastest YouTube channel that I ever grew. We did 1,000 subscribers in the first 71 days and we had 13 million in contract or sold in that time frame. it blew up. But number 3 on the list is the real estate vlog. The vlog is self-explanatory. You got to get outside, you got to show them. I don't like to go out and show maybe 5, 10, 15 of the most interesting. It's just too much. It's too cluttered. You really got to hit them with like, hey, here's a couple typical neighborhoods. Here's the major downtown shopping area. Here's this really cool park. This is where everybody goes for all the farmers markets. You're going to be spending a ton of time here. The public library is right across the street, so you'll be going there. That is the style of information that they want in those videos. And anytime that you can get outdoors and you can be vlogging and filming, it also helps with average view durations because people aren't just focused on you the whole time. They're seeing what's going on in the background. They're following cars. They're hearing what you're saying, but they're also looking at the buildings and the schools. So it really helps to give them an insight on what it's actually like to live there. Plus, it's directly answering their question. They go to YouTube and they search living in Beaverton, Oregon because why? They want to see it. They want to watch videos of what it's like to live there. So when you answer that with good quality content, that is what's going to really win in YouTube today. If for some reason you're watching this one, week 2, and you missed week 1, that video is right here. So this is where we go through keyword research and SEO. You've got to figure out what videos to shoot, and it's also going to help you with what we talked about today. And if you want to learn how to vlog better for realtors, you can check out this video right here. This is going to teach you how I actually shoot my vlogs.